but I'm definitely in the right place to learn what I need to learn and to be fully equipped.
Yeah, right there, perfect and tight. Yeah.
Every day is a learning day here. There's not a day that I come here and then I leave and I'm thinking, oh, what did I learn today? Nah, every day I learn things, and as a student, I'm excited because I'm thinking, I'm going gym today, I'm not going to get bored.
I forgot what I'm going to do.
You got to be selfish. Thankfully, my family...
I am here real time, so you're going to see some jump cuts. You can check right down below, just below the WBC channel logo right there to see my actual time. So basically, this fight camp card, I am going to rate it a 5 out of 10 so far. And I don't think Joshua Buatsi can do enough, or Ricards Bolotniks can do enough to raise that score. So he's about to step into the ring for his main event. I'm going to talk to you for a little bit before we do our first jump cut. Then we're going to come back after his fight with Bolotkins and recap the whole card. So I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Here, let me pull it up real quick. The best fight, even though it was only 52 seconds, and that's saying something, on the card was Joe Cordina's comeback fight, 13-0 with 8 KOs, defeating a Joshuah Hernandez in 52 seconds. Now, here's what I was looking at. Now, what do you notice here, right? He's competing pretty much at 135 pounds outside of this fight right here where he weighed in at 129.5. But it looks like he's trying to get an eliminator at 130 pounds. And as I'm looking at the rankings here on my beautiful website, FightView360.com, he's ranked number 15 by the WBA. And he's trying to get a title eliminator, but he's not. He's ranked number 7, okay, by the IBF. But yet he's competing at 135 pounds outside of one fight. Weird. He's 29 years old, coming off of... Oh, no, he wasn't on the layoff. He just didn't look good in his last fight. From my understanding, was it a injury to his hand? In fact, since we have a little bit of time, let's take one little jump cut and go listen to his post-fight interview before we jump right into Buatsi.
Well, I'm here with Joe Cordina, who's just put on a fabulous display, a first-round stoppage in clinical fashion. Joe, couldn't let Conor Benn have all the limelight this year, could you?
Nah, well, I told you in the, I had a couple of interviews this week, and I said exactly what Conor. I've been crushing it in the gym, and it showed fight night. So yeah, I got the job done, and that's the main thing. And
well, it turns out it was a good decision to have the hand surgery. And yes, you said you were learning how to really turn through those shots and sit down on the power. Yeah. We saw that tonight, didn't we? Yeah. Everything me and Tony been working on in the gym, it just showed in the 50-odd seconds that I was in there. So yeah, it was a successful camp and a successful win. I know you don't take the criticism on board too much, but never nice when you get a kind of wave of the public talking about your last performance. It was a little flat, and we know the context around that, but yeah, you wanted so desperately to put on a performance like that tonight.
Yeah, of course. Like I said to Scott in an interview this week, I said, like the criticism I'm getting, I only take criticism of people I go to for advice, and I value their opinions. So yeah, for me, that's the only thing that matters. People that I go to advice and I value their opinions, I'll take it on board. But other than that, I knew what I was 16 months out of the ring. What do you expect is a little bit of ring rust, and I blew that off in my last fight. I'd come out there with no cuts, no bruises, didn't get beat up. I won the fight, and that's the mad thing. I won the fight comfortably and still got criticised, but it is what it is. I've breathed through British level, and now I want to move on to world level.
Some statement that, Eddie, he's so fresh, you could probably get him out in Leeds, couldn't you?
Well, Leeds is ram, but I want to get him out quickly because, listen, that's what people want to see. People want to see explosive performances, and people talk about explosive performances. So right now, you check social media, you check, on the lips of every boxing fan watching tonight, they're talking about Joe Cordina, and that is so important for all fighters. You have to understand that. You have to entertain. You have to be exciting. That was a show-real knockout. He looked so sharp from the first bell. The key is momentum. He hasn't had the momentum, and that's why you saw a slightly rusty performance last time out. Been out of the ring for ages, COVID, hand surgery. Now it's all about building momentum. Tony and the guys said they want to move into a final eliminator as soon as possible. If that presents itself, great. I would love to see him go and have a week or two with his newborn son and then come straight back in the gym, try and get out twice this year. because it's all about building momentum. This young man is a world-class fighter. I saw him at York Hall in the Tri-Nations. I said he will be world champion. That was the kind of performance tonight to show everyone exactly what Joe Cordina has got. There's many levels above Hernandez, we know that, but he can reach those levels, and he has those gears as well. So I truly believe he's a world champion in the weight team. What a division, the super featherweight division as well. If we can nick one more outing before that final eliminator, I'll be really happy.
Joe, Eddie mentioned there your newborn son. You've been outnumbered by girls in the house for quite a few years now, and I know it's a bit of relief there with the boy, and I bet you can't wait to get back and see
Yeah,
the
I can't wait. Obviously, I got 2 girls, Sophia and Valentina, and I've got a little Joseph now, a little Joseph Jr. So yeah, I can't wait to get home, spend some time with him. I've been in camp for 13 weeks now, and been away from I missed most of my.
I didn't mean to cut him off when he was talking about his kid, but we got to get to the main event. Let me see if it started yet. Go back to live. Right here on the zone. No, they're still talking to Conor Ben. By the way, here's some more news, and we're going to talk about it. You know what? Let me get this out the way first. On the Laura versus Warrington 2, Katie Taylor versus Lord knows I forgot who she's fighting. They've added Conor Ben versus Adrian Granados, and also his beard, surgery beard, is holding up pretty well. But all right, let's do a jump cut and get to the main event. Then we're going to talk about the rest of the fights on the card after. It's a new format. Please take a time out, like me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, excuse me, at TstreeT Contra. It's right there on the screen right there. All right, we'll be back with the main event and some highlights. Please subscribe, like the video.
And it's proved to be the finisher in the 11th round. Joshua Buatsi has come through the fight that was billed as the test of his career. It proved to be.
Here, let me mute it. I hope the Latvian is okay, because that's one tough SOB. So we're going to be a little bit critical, get you some highlights. We hear real time. I hope he's okay.
And he's learned more this evening than in the previous 14.
All right, let's mute. 11th round stoppage by Joshua Buatsi. And this is a performance where many are going to be very, very critical. I'm going to be critical and say, hey, you know, first, this disclaimer. Fighters have bad nights. You know, every fight is not supposed to be an easy fight. Fighters are going to run into a tough guy, a tough fighter that many didn't think was going to be a tough fighter. In this case, Ricards Bolotniks of Latvia, Miras Breedis is from Latvia, 18-5-1 with 8 KOs. Put on a very good fight, and you can say, you know, somewhat, you know, expose some kinks in the armor of Joshua Buatsi, trained by one-day Hall of Fame trainer Virgil Hunter. Some may say he's overrated. Best known for working with Andre Ward. Andre Ward considers him his father figure. Amir Khan, Andre Berto. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it. When you look at the 107, this is all live, so I can't fast forward. We're going to wait for him to get the post-fight interview and some highlights and listen to the particulars. He's up. Good. Good fight. I'm going to rate Fight Camp overall a 6 out of 10 now. This was more like a Sky Sports Fight Night Next Gen type show. And with no real atmosphere in Eddie Hearn's childhood home backyard, you know, I just wasn't feeling this card. Here, let's look at it. Let's look at the stoppage. Joshua Buatsi seems as though he had shot his load earlier. Now, he got a knockdown earlier in the fight and was close to seemingly getting the stoppage. But then Ricards Bolotniks started coming back and laying hands upon him. Many are going to say that Joshua Buatsi gets hit too much by guys that he shouldn't be getting hit by, like this guy right here. Nice knockout, though. My bad. Like he was down there asleep for a minute. But the question is, can he win a 175-pound title off of a champion, not a vacant title? Can he beat Archibald Dubiev? I'm going to go ahead and say no. If you don't know, Archibald Dubiev holds the WBC and IBF 175-pound titles. Dmitry Bivol looks like that's the title that he's targeting. I can't say that he beats him. Joe Smith Jr. is going to be taking on Umar Salamov, and then the talks are that he may be taking on, here's the punch test for you, by the way. Take your time out, pause it if you have to. I'm going to turn it up. Please subscribe and TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Let me turn it up.
It's quite a high percentage for landed punches.
And these are the jabs, very important shot. Power punches from
I was saying he has a
Buatsi.
great jab.
Again, landing more than half of those that he threw.
A really,
He was
really
clinical.
good jab.
He timed them, he waited for his opportunities, and in the end,
Let's listen to the
that was
particulars.
what proved
Talk about the
decisive.
rest of the
That
card.
was what proved to be the
Hear what
difference
Buatsi's
between
gonna do
Joshua,
next.
Buatsi, and the brave Ricards Bolotniks.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please, a nice round of applause for both fighters. Referee Howard Foster calls a halt to this contest. The official time of the stoppage, 2 minutes and 8 seconds of round number 11 for the winner of this WBA World Title Eliminator by technical countout. He's still undefeated, Joshua Buatsi.
Well, on a night when we're drowning in Olympic glory here at the fight camp, here's a man who made his mark 5 years ago at Rio 2016 and is now starting to get closer to a world title fight in the professional ranks. Joshua Buatsi, unbeaten in 15 fights. And that, Andy Lee, was a big test for him, which he's passed in the end impressively.
Yeah, by far his best opponent. Best performance so far in his career. Faced a little adversity.
It's time for him to do something. No, here, let's turn it down. So my website, FightView360.com here, it's time for him to do something. Now, likely, he's trying to get an eliminator. But listen, I'm hoping that he's not trying to pursue this vacant bullshit WBA world title. Because with the shit that the WBA is going through right now, I don't respect that title, and I'm not going to consider it a world title. I'm sorry. You know, like Bevo. Go after Bevo. You see what I'm saying? And it's about time, you know, that he really, really steps up the competition, even if he's not going to pursue a title. 14-0, well, actually now 15-0 with 13 KOs. Bolotkins, Dos Santos, Marco Calic, Ryan Ford, Marco Antonio Parabon, he was way over the hill. Liam Conroy, Renaud Quinlan, all right. Tony Avalon. These rest of these guys, do I really need to mention? Hell no. Bolotkins, very game opponent, even though he don't look nothing like this in the ring today. I know who Stephen Ward is. Not sure who Sergey Ikamov is, but he was undefeated. But you knew he fought Denis Lebedev. And if you look at it, he was fighting at cruiserweight. For Buatsi to get a stoppage over a cruiserweight, well, a guy who competed at cruiserweight, and basically all of his stoppages, that one right there, even though this one down here, just over the 175-pound limit, it's not over, you know, just over 178. This one right here was at he weighed in at 170, but still over the 175-pound limit. Nice, solid win, but it's going to be interesting to see where he goes from here. We're waiting to see what Joshua Buatsi has to say and what Eddie Hearn is going to say they have for him. And frankly, I really believe they're going to try to secure this guy right here and go after, you know, that bullshit WBA world title, the one that doesn't mean anything. Robin, let's see, Krasnicki? How do you pronounce that? German fighter, 51-6 with 19 KOs. Dominic Bozel, okay, I've seen him fight before. This was back in 2020. Basically, he's been fighting out of Germany. Arthur Abraham. There's Fight Camp, by the way, for those who want to see it. Oh, let's listen in. Turn it up.
Your territory. You made the ring your territory tonight, but he really made you work for it, didn't he?
Listen, most importantly, Chris, I have to thank God for the victory. Different fighters have different things that work for them. I made it clear to you lot that that's what works for me. In my changing room, I don't need to hear anything. Don't tell me what I did in camp. tell me, Josh, it's written in the Bible. Tell me, Josh, I didn't say it, it's written here. That's what G's me up when I'm walking down there. I'm only thinking about one thing, what's written in the Bible. Like you said, when my soul touches the ring, I say, this is mine. I'm grateful, man. Bolotniks, big credit to him, he pushed me. I think he said, Josh hasn't been past 7 before, so after 7 we'll see. And you know, I was there till 11, landed a good shot. I worked every round, but I want to congratulate him, he's a good champion.
Yeah, I mean, he nearly didn't get to 7, did he? Because in the 6th round, you really had him going. You put your foot down. Did you maybe punch yourself out a bit and take a couple of rounds to get back into the fight?
When I sat down, I said, Buatsi, who told you to empty the tank? We've got about 6 left. But I've worked hard, man. You see in camp, Chris, like, the sparring is hard, man. Big props for my 2 sparring partners. They know who they are. They push me every round. I do a hard 6th round, then a fresh one gets in. So into the second half, I said, I've been here. I've done it before. I've been here many times in camp. I've got a great team. I know I go out there and I box, but I've got a great team. I've got a promoter that believes in me. You know, he's been pushing for fights like this because he knew I could do it. Tonight I went out there, I showed I can do it, and we just build from here.
And Eddie, has your belief in this man increased after tonight?
Oh, unbelievable performance. I mean, I don't know what Bolotniks was made of. I mean, he was unbreakable. I thought this is, you know, in 7 and 8, he kept going. He kept coming back at Joshuah Buatsi, and that's what you need. You need something coming back. You can't have it all your own way when you're preparing for a shot at the World Championship. And Bolotniks didn't stop. And I thought in the 11th round, this has got 12 rounds written all over it. But again, as we said with Joe Cordina, to take someone out with a showreel knockout after a fight like that is the perfect statement. That fight was perfect in so many different ways. Of course, the result. But also, we wanted to see what JB was made of.
You love a hard fight, Eddie, man.
Of course I love a hard fight, because we want to make sure you're ready.
Yes, sir.
And tonight you showed you're ready. You can't just go from knocking people out for fun to going in with Bivol and Beterbiev and Joe Smith. They are the kind of fights that are going to put you in the position to show you can go deep into championship rounds and come through. Bolotniks, perfect fight. Big respect to him. This young man is very, very special. You know, talent, chin, heart. He's got power, he's got it all, and sometimes you just need the confidence to know that you can go deep in fights, and that was the kind of fight that will give it.
Josh, I know the kind of sacrifices you made over the years for this sport. A big sacrifice was moving stateside up in sticks. Starting to pay dividends now, though.
Chris, you know, we all make sacrifices, and I don't want to single myself out. Everyone here sacrificed. Eddie sacrifices. Everyone in the audience makes sacrifices to be where they want to be in life. So for me, yeah, I sacrifice. I'm not in England too much. I'm always away from my family and I truly miss them. But most important, I want to get to the top. I feel I'm with the right team, the right people. People talk a lot, man, but like I said, I got a great promoter who give me the opportunities that I need. I keep sacrificing. We all sacrifice. People don't know about your story, but you sacrificed to get here, so big up yourself as well.
Thank you. Eddie, so what is next for this young man then? You've called this a world title eliminator. Where do we go from here?
Well, I think, you know,
A break, Eddie?
Yeah, small, tiny break, tiny break. Virgil already said to me,
in the ring,
back out. Possibly America next. I think he definitely needs some time off. He sacrificed a lot in camp. I like December. You know, I think we work with Dimitri Bivol. You've got Joe Smith. You've got Beterbiev. There's no easy route to a world championship at 175 pounds, and quite frankly, there shouldn't be. But you know, if you win a world championship in this division, you've done it the hard way, and you're the real deal. For me, because of the way things will work with probably Bivol's next defence, you know, Joe Smith, Beterbiev, I see him having one more, probably stateside in November, December, then that is it. You know, I think, you know, we'll see if Bivol holds on to his championship. That is a fantastic fight. Joshuah Buatsi against Dimitri Bivol at the O2. You know, that's the kind of fight that make him a real star. I feel like he's ready now, but I do see him having one more run out in December before the end of the year, and then that's it. All systems go for the World Championship. I believe Britain has another world champion right here.
Well, Josh, I can see you're tired. I know you want to get back and rest. So I just want to wish you congratulations on that. We'll see you back at the hotel. Thanks.
Appreciate it. For the guys that tuned in, appreciate it. For the crowd that came out, appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Chris.
Interesting. This is his 3rd fight in 10 months. He just fought this May, then fought during the COVID lockdowns in October of last year. And then Eddie's trying to get him out in November or December. You know, me personally, I think that he should chalk this year up and probably come back in like January, some shit like that, you know, my personal opinion. Because, you know, you don't want to run into a situation like, you know, Conor Ben did earlier in his career, where he was having some issues, you know, because he just was a little, you know, burnt out fighting too much. But in this day and age, you know, I mean, I guess, you know, I'm not going to, you know, sugarcoat shit for these fighters, especially when these, you know, when the old school fighters used to fight every motherfucking 2 weeks and shit. Sometimes, you know, 4 times in 2 months, that type of shit like that. You know, but, you know, that conditioning, you know, well, he did shoot his load. But overall, he was tired in there, bro. So, he didn't mention the WBA world title, Eddie Hearn. I wonder if whoever he fights is going to be for the I really think they're going to try to make it this dude. This is what I think. I think they're going to try to make it this dude, bro. And then I know Eddie Hearn's a smart dude, so he knows all the backlash that the WBA is under right now, and he probably just don't want to say it on cam. That's what I think it is. You know, I would welcome this fight, you know, as long as it's not for the WBA world. I want him to fight, you know, for a championship. And then, as he said, you know, what was going on with Bivol, you know, Dimitri Bivol, you know, was in talks to fight Canelo, or trying to get Canelo with the Caleb Plant thing going on. But, you know, who is he going to fight next? Interesting. Well, let's go back and talk about the card as a whole. Raven Ford, where's my doggone notebook? For that featherweight opened up the card. I'm pulling my notes here. Hold on, I'm a little old. I've been here for an hour, so you know, and I baked some chicken in the meantime. My little notes here. Oh yeah, I wrote down. I am not high on Hopi Price. One issue is, what weight class is he, you know, competing in? Is it 122 or 126 5-0 with 1 KO? There seems to be some hype around him from what I'm seeing on social media, Twitter. By the way, make sure you follow me on Twitter at TstreeT Contra, right there, or just TstreeT Controversy there. How about that? You know, but not high on him. Did have a nice little knockdown earlier, hopefully, during this final card recap here to give us a little bit of highlights. He's competing at I'm guessing he's going to be competing at 122. A division currently, you know, pretty much like all over the place, with Brandon Figueroa, Steve Fulton happening supposedly September 18th. We don't know what Marjan Akhmadaliev is going to do. But see, he's not going to see these guys, so I'm not even going to, you know, like talk about them. Ray Ford should now be in the WBA rankings come next month at 126 pounds. I believe that's what that bullshit WBA Continental Featherweight title got him. Who else? Michael McKinson. Now, let me talk about this dude. This dude, Michael McKinson. Now, no disrespect to the fighters. Let me pull him up real quick. Right. Now, listen to this. Listen to this, hardcore fans. This Michael McKinson, 21-0 with 2 KOs. Here's his last fights, right? Some guy tonight, I watched the fight. Ranowski almost fell asleep. Chris Congo, Martin Harkin, Luis Alberto Verone. But listen, that's not the point. That's not the point. That's not the point. The point is, my man right here is ranked number 4 by the WBO. You see that shit? Just under Mikey Garcia and over Agligas Kavalauskas and Jaron Boutsinis. So sometime in about 2-3 fights, he could possibly be the next mandatory. Ew. Now, of course, he would have to win against whoever they order him against, but he can be in an eliminator to be a Terrence Crawford mandatory. If you don't know, Errol Spence is going to be out for some time. WBC IBF champion. I expect for them to do some interim titles, you know, WBC interim title and probably IBF interim title. Manny Pacquiao is going to be taking Yordenis Ugas next weekend on PBC on Fox pay-per-view and free over on Sky Sports if you have Sky Sports. Of course, you got to have with the cable package or whatever. But looking at the top dogs at 147 pounds, bro, he ain't going to cut it. He ain't going to cut it. Who else is on my list? Joe Cordina, 57-second knockout. What I was really concerned about is, as I'm looking at his box rec, it's what weight division is he competing in? Because realistically, This is the next card. Busy Not a Box. I'm going to take about an hour off after this video and then go watch these cards. Riga versus Casemiro, 10 p.m. Eastern on Showtime. You got, and this card right here. Conor Benn has been added to. Him versus Adrian Granados. I like that card. Hopefully it holds up. So what I was saying about Joe Cordina is, what division is he competing at? You know, is it 122? I mean, is it 130 or 135? Because if you look, he's only had 2 fights, one, and his very first fight at the 130-pound limit. But if you look, he's trying to get a title eliminator at 130. Boxing is weird like that, though. Weird like that. And, you know, he's had some time off before his last fight because of a hand injury. How long ago was that? Yeah, a nice little layoff. And then it was COVID, too. And then this fight was supposed to be the ring rust. I don't even remember if I covered this fight or not, to be honest with you. So, overall, as I was saying, I'm going to rate this fight camp. You know, I don't know if it's the atmosphere, but these cards don't feel or hit like they used to with them, you know, when the guys like Kell Brook was coming up against Carlson Jones, you know, when guys like Anthony Joshua, like that crop of prospects that are now, you know, in their prime, past their prime, you know, those contenders, you know, the Amir Khans and all of that, you know, the Lee Selby's, I'm talking about whether they were with Matchroom or Frank Warren. On both sides, Matchroom and Frank Warren prospects and fringe contenders just don't have that buzz anymore. Like there's something missing. And I can't just really say that it's COVID, you know? I don't know. Just my personal opinion. But I am looking forward to the September the 4th card with the rematch with Josh Warrington versus Mauricio Lara. You're going to have Katie Taylor. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. The next fight camp card, September the 4th. No, it's not a fight camp. It's in Leeds. So this was the last fight camp card, right? There's not another one after this. Jennifer Hahn. Here is the next Matchroom card. Mauricio Lara, Josh Warrington 2. Conor Benn versus Adrian Granados. Katie Taylor defending her undisputed 130. Wait. She's defending her 135-pound undisputed titles. And then they have also added Hopi Price to that card, with a Jack Bateson and a Giovanni Straffone versus a Maxie Hughes. Yeah, you know. It's going to be taking place in the Leeds. Is that full capacity? Somebody let me know in the comments. What's the COVID restrictions looking like over in the UK? Well, anyway, take your time out, like the video, subscribe. I'm actually going to get to the next card. Oh, wait, they got a little bit of a highlight montage here. That's about all you're going to get from McKinson. Wasn't really nothing there. I'm surprised they had that. Surprised they had that. Yeah. It is what it is. Let me go get ready for some more boxing. So yeah, follow me on Twitter at TstreeTContra or TstreeT Controversy. Let's see. Follow me on Twitter at TstreeT Controversy. Also, some big news coming out within the next week or so about the WBC channel, which I'm going to get all cleaned up, get some new gear and freshened up for. You know, so, and I'm going to be doing a lot more of this, and tell me how you feel about me doing, you know, 30-minute streams or 30-minute card recaps for cards like this, like smaller level cards. You know, when it comes to big fights, you know, of course, I'm going to still do my individual videos. But for a card like this, I really wasn't, you know, like going to be doing individual videos. And I'm kind of glad that I didn't. So shout out to Buatsi for getting the stoppage. 11th round. He definitely needed it, because if it would have went the distance, you know, he's already getting some scrutiny online about like, yo, dude, you know, getting touched up. But if it would have went the distance, it would have been a lot worse. So take your time out. Please like the video, subscribe, and TstreeT Controversy with 5u360.com.